on the officer has been shot. It is not clear at this point in time if he is a Fox Lake officer or a McHenry County Sheriff's deputy. Police sources telling us that that officer is dead as a result of that incident. Now, that is unofficial, but police sources telling WGN News the officer has been killed.
It's another day in America. Another cop is dead. Maybe it's time for America to realize, without seeking to add hyperbole to the mix, we're at war, a real war, one that has a very specific aim, led by a very specific amount of well-organized people who are determined to change the way we live in this country to their way of thinking. One that has at the top of their to-do list anarchy and racial hatred. The time has come to have a very frank discussion on not holding anything back. So let's do just that. Let's go around the dial, stopping at 570 KLIF in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas Metroplex. Welcome back, the host of the Stinchfield Report, every weekday from 3 to 7 p.m. Central Time, Grant Stinchfield. Grant, I wish we could start on something better. Another cop dead, this one outside of Chicago. And I am trying, Grant, so hard not to overhype this, not to fan flames here. But we have seen too many cops shot lately. We have seen cops, certainly even in Texas, being executed. Do we now have to realize that with the people who are twisting this Black Lives Matter and other certain discourses and other certain groups, that they place this country at war?
Yeah, absolutely, and it goes beyond Black Lives Matter, Ed. It also goes straight to the White House. President Obama refuses to denounce the killing of police officers. Black Lives Matter is a criminal enterprise group in my mind now. And this president is the most racially divisive president we have ever seen, this nation has ever seen. I believe President Obama has blood on his hands. What he's done is he simply wiped him on his shirt and he flies off to Alaska to go rename a mountain. We have dead cops on the streets now, cops who are afraid to do their job because we have thugs and criminals out there that now think it's okay to shoot police with no ramifications.
Why would the president of the United States then, Grant, your charges here that you've made, why would he or she take that sort of a stance?
Well, he's got to take this. These are the people that protect us, Ed. They put their lives on the line.
But why would he not get behind the cops, though, Grant? I mean, whether it's a he or a she, whomever it is, I take what you said as your opinion on this, but why would a president of everybody in the United States not get behind law enforcement at a time like this?
Ed, I don't know why he doesn't get behind law enforcement. He's got to get behind him. Instead, what does he do? Whenever there's a shooting that involves police, he jumps to conclusions, he fans the flames, he stirs the pot just for one reason, to divide this nation. He's got to get behind police that upholds the law, but we know this president isn't about the rule of law. He never has been. This is why he hates the police officers. And I use that word hate because this guy was brought up and his ideas were given to him by Bill Ayers, who's also a terrorist. What do we expect from President Obama?
But he still is the president of the United States. Murder rates are rising sharply in many American cities at this moment. Where do we go from here, Grant?
Well, I think we've got to give the police all the tools we can. And you know, my blood starts to boil about this because this shouldn't be a partisan issue. Why is it that conservatives support police officers and liberals rush to back a criminal enterprise like Black Lives Matter? We've got to support our police officers. Law and order in this nation starts there, and these cops go into the communities that need them most. Those folks need them most. And I believe the Black Lives Matter group, Ed, is a small portion of members in poor communities that really understand that they need the police in their communities, but Black Lives Matter would rather go out there and riot. And now they're calling for police officers to be killed. You heard this.
Okay, let me stop you there. I got 20 seconds left. Do we not need to at least say that there is Black Lives Matter, but there are black people out there right now, people of every color, who want peace, who want to get along, who want to do the right thing? It is not everybody. We don't want to put everybody under the same broad brush. Yes?
No, you are correct. There's all lives matter, and there are people out there that believe that all lives matter. But I'll tell you, I took some heat for this on the show. I'm at the end of my rope, Ed. Thug lives don't matter. And that's how I feel right now. Thug lives don't matter because they're indiscriminately killing people.
It's a good hashtag. I'll go with that. Grant Stinchfield, 570 KLIF in Dallas-Fort Worth. Thanks a lot, Grant. We'll talk to you soon. On deck, the silence over ISIS and what it might tell us about the effort to eradicate these killers. It's next, right here on The Hard Line.